Hello students, welcome to the fifth lecture on the lecture series on decimals and fractions. Okay, so what we have previously learned is we have learned all the concepts, okay, and we have done some exercises, and we have also discussed the types of problems that are actually asked on the question papers on various competitive exams. Okay, so what we will do now is we will explore some previously asked questions, okay, previous year questions. So what problem number 1 tells us is 9 by 10 plus 3 by 11 plus 7 by 15. Okay. So what we need to do here is we need to take the LCM. Okay. Lowest common multiple of the denominators. Okay. So here you have 10, then you have 11, then you have 15. First, what you need to do you have to find out LCM of 10, 11, 15. Okay, so what you do is first you take the multiples, you find the sequence of multiples of 10, that is 10, 20, 30 and so on, and then you find out the sequence of multiples of 11, that is 11, 22, 33 and so on. Okay, then what you do is you also find the multiples of 15, that is 15, 30, 45, 60 and so on. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so I have already discussed what we do is first we find the sequence of multiples, then we find which are the commons among them. Okay, so the common in this case will be 10, 20, 30. So the first common will be 330. Okay, you can see it if you extend it to a more bigger sequence. Okay, you can see that 330 will be the first common, and since it will be the first common, so it will also be the lowest common multiple of 10, 11 and 15. Okay, so that we have already found out here. Okay, so you can extend it further and see that 330 is actually the lowest common multiple of 10, 11 and 15. Okay, so what we did next was we multiplied, what we tried to do is here 9 by 10 was there, right? So we need to convert it to some fraction with denominator 330. Okay, how you can do it? You can do it by just multiplying it by 33. And since you have multiplied 33 in the denominator, what you do is you multiply with the same to the numerator. So 9 into 33 is there. So this becomes 297 by 330. Okay, so again you do the same for 3 by 11. 3 by 11 you need to convert it to some fraction with denominator as 330. So what you do is you multiply it with 30 here. Okay, so you have to multiply 30 in the numerator since you have also multiplied the same in the denominator, so it will be equal to what, 90. Okay, so you have 90 there. Okay, and you do the same for 7 by 15. So you have 7 by 15, and what you need to do is you need to convert it to some fraction with the denominator 330. Okay, this is into 22. So what you do is multiply 22 to the numerator. Okay, so what you are left with is 144. So 154. Okay, so that is what you can see right here. Okay, you can see it here 90, 154, 297, right? And then what we did was we converted it into a single fraction and then we changed it into a mixed number. Okay, so let's jump into the second question. So the second question asks us to multiply three fractions. Okay, so how we will multiply three fractions? So the only method is multiply them straightforward, that is multiply the denominators with each other. 67 into 171 into 128. Then what you do is you multiply the numerators with each other, that is 57 into 32 into 45. Okay, So what it is equal to, let's see, this is actually equal to 15 by 268. Okay, so how? So 32 into 4. Okay, so 32 into 4 is actually 128. So this thing can be also written as 57 by 67 into 32 into 45 by 171 into 128. So this is 4. Okay, so this is equal to 57 by 67 multiplied by, so we have what, 45 by 171 into 4. Okay, so what you can see here is 57 multiplied by 171, sorry, 57 multiplied by 3 is equal to 171. Okay, so what we do is, here we have 57 by 67 into 45 by 171 into 4. Okay, so this will be 3. Okay, so what we are left with is 45 by 12 into 67. Okay, so here you can see that both 45 is actually divisible by 3, and if we divide it by 3, what we are left with is 15. Okay, and if we divide 12 by 3, what we are left with is 4. So this is equal to 15 by 4 into 67. Okay, so 4 into 67 is nothing but 268. Okay, so let's jump into the problem number 3. Okay, so what problem number 3 asks us is, it asks us that 1 by 4th of 1 by 2nd of 3 by 4th of 52000 is equal to what? Okay, this is what it asks us. So 52000 into 1 by 4 into 1 by 2 into 3 by 4. Okay, so what we are left with is here 52000 into 3 whole by 16 into 2, that is 32. Okay, so if we divide this by, this is becomes 16, and this becomes 26000. Okay, so if we further divide it, this becomes 8, and this becomes 13,000, right? So further dividing it, 6,500. Okay, and this becomes 4, and then if we further divide it, okay, what we are left with is 3,250, and here with 2, and then if we further divide it, what we are left with, we are left with, so 1625, this is what we are left with. So the answer will be 1625 into 3, right? So 1625 into 3 is 1600 into 3 is equal to 4800, and 25 into 3 is equal to 75. So adding them up, what we are left with is 4875, this number. Okay, this is the final answer. Okay, so it was a very basic one. So let's jump into this problem. Okay, so the problem asks us is 5863 minus square root of 2704 into 0.5. What is it? Okay, so here you can see that 2704 is nothing but actually square of 52, right? If we multiply 52 with 52, this is what we are left with. Okay, the number available in the square root. Okay, so what it will be equal to is 5863 minus 52 into 1 by 2, because we all know that 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2 in fractional form. Okay, so this is what we are left with. So This is how we can evaluate the solution. Okay, this is the final answer. So again, we have another question. So what it asks us is 79210 divided by 1780. Okay, first what we do is we divide 79210 with 1780. Okay, then we subtract 5.5. Okay, let's see what it is. So this is actually equal to 44.5, and what we do now is we subtract then with 5.5. Okay, when we subtract this with 5.5, what we are left with is 39. So since what we are left with is root over of x is let's replace this question mark with x. Okay, so square root of x is equal to 39. This is what we are left with. So how to find x? So if x, then what we can do is we square on both the sides. Okay, so x will be 39 into 39. Okay, squaring on both sides. Okay, so what we are left with is 39 square, that is 1521. Okay, this is the final answer. So let's jump into problem number 6. Okay, what it asks us is, again it asks us to multiply three fractional numbers. Okay, 31 by 43, 86 by 95, 41 by 93. Okay, so what you can see here is 31 by 43 into 86 by 95. Okay, into 41 by 93. You can see that 43 into 2 is equal to 86. Okay, and is there anything? Yes, 31 into 90, 31 into 3 is equal to actually 93. Okay, so what we are left with is 2 by 3 into 41 by 95. Okay, so the answer will be 82 by 285. Okay, here it will be 82, 41 into 2, and 95 into 3 is equal to 285. Okay, 82 by 285 will be answer. So let's see what problem number 7 gives us. So problem number 7 have two algebraic operations involved. Okay, so 3 by 7 divided by 9 by 14, then multiplied with 6 by 11. Okay, so let's jump into the solution. Okay, so we have 3 by 7 whole divided by 9 by 14. Okay, so what it will be equal to is 3 by 7 into 14 by 9. So 3 into 3 is equal to 9, and 7 into 2 is equal to 14. Okay, so this is equal to 2 by 3 for this part of the problem. Okay, so 2 by 3 into 6 by 11 is what we are left with now. Okay, so this will be 3 into 2, that is equal to 2 into 2. Okay, so 2 into 2 by 11, that is equal to 4 by 11. Okay, you can see that both these numbers are actually divisible by 3. So if we divide this by 3, what we are left with 4. If we divide this by 11, what we are left with is 11. Sorry, if we divide this by 3, then what we are left with is 11. So the answer will be final answer. Okay, so let's see problem number 8. This seems to be a huge problem, but it is actually not. Okay, so what it asks us is 10008.99 whole square. Okay, and we divide this by 10009.001 into square root of 3589 into 0.4987. Okay, so what we are left with is, what we do here is a bit tricky, that is we approximate the upper number. Okay, so this number is what? This is approximately 1009. Okay, since this there is 99 here, there. Okay, only a difference of 0.01. So we can assume that it to be 0.10009. Okay, and what we do is, okay, so 10008.99, okay, whole square whole by 10009.001. So this thing is actually, the numerator is actually equal to 10009 whole square, and the denominator is actually approximately equal to 10009. Okay, if we go further, what we are left with is 1009. Okay, so the whole thing here is approximately equal to this number. Okay, so and 3589 square root is nothing but approximately equal to 60, since we know that 60 square is nothing but 3600. So there is only difference of 11 there, so we can approximate this as this number, and what we are left with is 10009 into 60. Okay, what you need to further do is we need to multiply this with this number, which is actually approximately equal to 0.50. So the answer will be near 3 lakh. Okay, so 3589 square root is actually approximately equal to 60. Okay, this is approximately equal to square root of 3600, that is actually equal to 60. So what we are left with is 10009 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 1 by 2. Okay, so let's jump into problem number 9. Okay, so problem number 9 asks us 12.25 multiplied by what, which is again multiplied by 21.6 is actually equal to 3545.64. Okay, so what we can see here is, let's replace this question mark with x. Okay, so basically 12.25x into 21.6 is equal to 3545.64. So what x is? This implies that x is actually equal to what? 3545.64 divided by 12.25 into 21.6. Okay, so what it is equal to is 13.4. That is actually approximately equal to 13. So 13 will be the final answer. Okay, so problem number 10. So it asks us 1.3 whole square plus 4.2 whole square whole divided by 2.7. Okay, so this is actually equal to 11.04. Okay, so 1.3 whole square is equal to 1.69, and 4.2 whole square is actually 17.64. Okay, so 1.69 into 17.64 whole by 2.7. Okay, that is equal to 11. Okay, approximately equal to 11, actually equal to 11.0. So this is the final answer. Okay, so problem number 11 asks us to simplify 0.009 into 0.036 into 0.016 into 0.08 whole divided by 0.002 multiplied by 0.008 multiplied by 0.0002. Okay, so this seemed to be a tough one, but it is not. Let's see how. Okay, so this is nothing but 9 by 2 into 36 by 360 by 8. Okay, and multiplied by 16, 160 by 2. Okay, and into 0.8, so 8 by 100 whole square. Okay, so this is nothing but what, 1296. So this becomes 9 into 36 into 16 into 8, 2 into 8 into 2. So this is approximately equal to what, 32. And what you can see here is 16 into 8, so 32 cancels out. So what we are left with is 9 into 36 into what 4, okay, square root, that is actually equal to 1296 square root, that is equal to 36. So 36 will be the final answer. Okay, so how many times 0.1 is greater than 0.01? So 0.1x is greater than 0.01. Okay, so what is x that we need to calculate? So this implies that x is greater than 0.01 by 0.1. So what it is equal to? So 1 by 100 whole by 1 by 10. Okay, so this implies that x is greater than 10 by 100. So this implies that x is greater than 1 by 10. So this implies that x is greater than 0.1. So if x is actually greater than 0.1, what we can say is, we can say 0.1x is greater than 0.01. Okay, this is what we can say. So here you can see not 0.1, greater than 0.1. Okay, so what is the difference between the biggest and the smallest fraction among 2 by 3, 3 by 4, 4 by 5 and 5 by 6? Okay, so what is the difference between the biggest and the smallest fraction? So what we need to do is convert these two first decimal. Okay, then we can compare them. Okay, so converting each of the fraction to decimal form, what we get is, when we convert 2 by 3 into decimal, 0.66, 3 by 4 into decimal, 0.75, 4 by 5 into decimal, 0.8, 0.833 for 5 by 6. Okay, so since you can see the relation among these here, so this will be the final answer. Okay, so what we need to calculate was difference between the smallest and the largest number. So the largest number is this, the smallest number is this. So the answer will be 1 by 6. What we did here was, we took the LCM and converted each fraction into a new fraction with denominator as LCM of those two numbers. That was 6 here. So we converted them and then we subtracted it and we found out 1 by 6. Okay. So let's jump into problem number 14 here. So whenever you are given a number like this, okay, with bar symbol, that is repeated digits after decimal. Okay, so what it is actually equal to 0.142857, right? Then 142857. Okay, this thing is just repeated and repeated and so on and so on. Okay, so how we can write this in fractional form is 142,857. Okay, then what you need to do is count the number of digits that are being repeated again. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 here. So write 6 nines and 9. So this is actually approximately equal to 0.142857. Okay, this is the trick here. Okay, so this is the trick here, and we can do the same for this one. So what will be left with us is, this number is divided by this number. So what we do is, we take the reciprocal and multiply them. So we took the reciprocal of this number and multiplied with this. So what we are left with is, so these two will be cancelling each out. Okay, these two cancel each out. So what we are left with is this into this. So this is nothing but 142,857 into 2 is 285,714. That is why this is equal to this. That is actually equal to 0.5 in decimal form. So this is the final answer. Okay. So the value of 5.71 into 5.71 into 5.71 minus 2.79 into 2.79 into 2.79 whole by 5.71 into 5.71 plus 5.71 into 2.79 plus 2.79 into 2.79. Okay, so we can write this one as 5.71 whole cube, right? And write this part as 2.79 whole cube. Okay, so this part as 5.71 whole square, and then we multiply these two, and here 2.79 whole square. Okay, so you can write this thing here, and what we use as formula as AQ minus BQ whole by A square plus AB plus B square. This is nothing but actually A minus B. Okay, so because A cube minus B cube is actually equal to A minus B into A square plus AB plus B square. Okay, multiply these two and you will get A cube minus B cube. So if we multiply this, A cube minus A square B, sorry, plus A square B plus is A B square, right? Then what we are left with is minus BA square. So these two cancel each out, and then minus AB square. Okay, these two cancel out, then minus B cube. So this is actually equal to A cube minus B cube. We have shown here. Okay, so A minus B. So A is here 5.71 and B is here 2.79. Okay, so subtracting 2.79 from 5.71, what we are left with is 2.92. So this is the final answer. So that's enough for today's lecture. Thank you.